Hey, buddy. Are you my buddy? Are you my buddy? Yes, you are. Oh, big yawn. Oh, guys, we're getting ready for Christmas. And we're about to do a big video here. Yeah. Okay, let's go. Hey guys, here we are with Rosita's Petite pockets. Looks like we're probably going to be a little more on the petite side for these babies, but it'll take me another week. Yeah. The babies are 3 weeks old. Can you believe it? We are already at the 3-week mark. I can't believe it. Yeah. So this is our first video. We do our first video at 3 weeks. And this litter has 6. We have 3 boys, 3 girls. And this litter, for everybody watching, this litter is reserved. Everybody has confirmed. So, unfortunately, I know, we're all booked up. But fortunately for their parents, this is an awesome Christmas season. So let me go through them. That's Ava in the back playing with a puppy. I think the puppy and Ava are equally excited. Anyway, so let me go through everybody. This litter has all wavy coats. So no curly coats. The wavy coat is like a ragamuffin, I forgot to brush my hair kind of look. Now some of them do curl up more as they mature, but we're not talking about the fleece kinky coat. And no one in here has a fleece. So even if they do curl up, there's still a cotton coat. It is still a non-shedding litter. So let's start with the girls here. This is dark pink collared girl. And she is a light red. Hi. Oh yeah, big yawn. Big yawn. Hi, baby. Hi. No. She says no. Next we have the, kind of a peanut butter, almost apricot little girl, purple collar girl. Yeah. And then our last girl, and also kind of the biggest of this litter, is our turquoise collar girl, and she is a dark red. Aren't you pretty? Okay, let's go to the boys. Let's start here with Orangey. Orangey is small and a red. Okay, sorry, technical child difficulties. Okay, Orangey boy is a red. Yeah. Hey, baby. And then we have black collar boy, and he is the lightest. I don't know if you can see his color next to the potty pad. That's a white. And then maybe you can see him next to even this little girl here. She's a little more apricot coloring. I don't know. She's kind of got that almost creamy mocha look. She and him both have that kind of shimmer on them. We'll just have to kind of watch her and see what she does with her color. But he is a cream, and he's got probably the thickest coat I can feel. And then little yellow is a red as well. So we got a lot of reds in here. I would say if anybody's gonna turn, let me look at him and orange together. I would say yellow is just a smidgen lighter. So we will watch them. Red pigment does fade. So a lot of times these will turn into more of a peanut butter color. It just depends on who the parents are. Some of our parents end up being, where their puppies end up getting darker over time. Okay guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to do a video with toddlers. And preschoolers. Okay, so let's go back to the coloring. The red pigment, depending on the parents, we have like Parker. Some of Rosita's do go ahead and darken over time, which is kind of against the norm. Usually they lighten, but we have noticed that some of those dogs actually get darker. Oh, and Ethel's double doodles, they do the same thing. So we'll just kind of watch them here, but at the moment, the lightest we're gonna have is Black Collar Boy, which is this kind of creamy color, and then Purple Girl. Yeah. So Rosita is a Snowflake and Burton puppy. So yeah, you're just talkative, aren't you? So they have an English cream line here. And that's where you're seeing more of this blocky face versus the traditional poodle-looking face. Those wonderful characteristics of the English cream also carry down. So you're going to see a little more of a docile, laid-back kind of baby. That doesn't mean they're not going to still play and be puppies. When we talk about temperament, we're talking about their grown-up personality, which can be determined when they're little. So every puppy's going to be a puppy. They're going to chew, they're going to get into trouble, and they're going to count on you to set the tone and to have the rules, just like regular parenting. Puppy parenting is the same. They count on you to keep them safe, to set those boundaries, and to tell them no when there's things that are unacceptable or unsafe. And they imprint that on their brain when you go ahead and do that. And that makes an awesome dog. So as sweet and cute as they are, you do have to have an upper hand with all doodles. And that armed with the literature and just understanding that they're dogs, not people, and we have to treat them like their mamas would, that kind of helps you know how to do all of this. And once you have the know-how and you have the upper hand and the love and compassion and everything together, it comes together to make the best dog. We do everything we can to give you the best genetics, the best start, the best care, working on sensory stimulation and helping with their neurologic stimulation, regular socializing and just caring for them. That's one thing. But then when they get home, it is the owner that makes that great dog. When you see a great dog, you've got a great owner. So, and that's not to say that dogs that are aloof have bad owners. It just means, hey, we got to recalculate. So I know when I talk to our trainer, they have people that come from all walks of life that are coming to kind of fix some of those little things that they were unable to do when they were puppies, and that is A-OK. We highly recommend training. There is a link in the description box below to the trainer that I recommend here. They also train our out-of-state puppies, and then the puppies will go home after training. And if that's not for you, then give me a holler. We have other ways that you can go about training. But even if it's just by yourself at home with a video series, a YouTube channel, a book, or something like that, training is a must. I also want to say that training is not necessarily a buffet. You don't necessarily take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. A lot of times you really need to stick with one training program if you're going to get the best benefit. And understanding doodles, understanding dogs, and like I said, they're not people. I had someone who was a preschool teacher, and they're like, and you know what? That kind of knowledge actually is really, really, really valuable because they do act like children a lot, but they're not trained like children. They're not children. And so understanding dogs and understanding we don't do it exactly the same way, that is awesome. But just want to touch on that training because that is something that you're going to want to do. Cute only goes so far, guys. So you want to go ahead and tend with the training at the beginning and get them on a good start. Yeah. Okay, you can see they're kind of shaking. They're not cold. It's not cold at all today. It's in the 60s. And the air conditioner's not on. So it's just, this is new. And they just kind of shake a little bit. You've probably seen that with some of our others. Yeah, I would say, I'm trying to gauge size here. I'm thinking that orange and purple are going to be our smallest. not everybody's going to be tall. The English genetics has more of a stocky and short structure versus a skinny and tall. So even though they're tiny little babies and they're still in our pocket petite section, that is not always based on weight. That's just their entire overall look. But you know, you can get a tiny baby like this who weighs a little more. So we might want to do more of measurements as far as height goes versus weight when you guys are looking at them. And I will go ahead and do that in my temperament testing assessment that you get at 6 weeks. I'll go ahead and do that, what I think their overall height is going to be. That a lot of times determines if they're going to be riding with you on an airplane, etc. When they're flying in cabin in a carrier, that carrier is only 11 inches tall. So I'll give you that information. Also, if you're one of those, we get a lot of people that want this size because they're traveling via airplane. And you want to check with the airline to see what they allow. There are some airlines that are still allowing pet companions as far as therapy companions to board airplanes. Some of the airplanes are not doing that right now. Some of them are doing it, but limiting it to dogs and cats. There was a time where they were allowing, some airlines were allowing just about anything on if you said it was a therapy, you know, I have a therapy snail or something. So just find out what that is. I believe at this time it takes a letter from your vet and then a health certificate if your dog is over 12 weeks old. In other words, over the age that they would be required to have a rabies vaccine. But things are changing. I get notifications all the time from the airlines because, especially with COVID, things are just kind of bouncing around a little bit. So check with your airlines to see. You definitely want to be mindful of your dog's abilities and needs before you go ahead and encounter on an airplane trip with them. I mean, you're talking about delays, things like that. They don't use a toilet. So yeah, just some things to consider. I know it sounds all awesome, but you definitely want to have a plan and check with your airlines, number one, and then you can move on from there. But I can help in any way that you need as well. But anyway, so let's just kind of get on here with, sorry, I'm just going off and off and off. I mean, you can hear the one puppy that's kind of whining here behind me, but otherwise, we are down to the final extended stay puppy and then my puppies that are staying here at Lamgo Farms. And that's that huge season that we've had is already over. And now we're in this kind of lull. And although it still worked, 6 puppies compared to, 4 and 5 litters, that's a big difference. For those of you who are watching this, just because you're watching the cute puppies or you're inquiring about Lamgo Farms, you can go to our weekly update. That link is in the description below. And it looks like our spring litters are sold out, possibly some of our summer. We may possibly have an added litter that would be bred in the spring, going home summer and fall. So anything that we might have open would be going home around October 2021. There is nothing available before then, and I'm so sorry. We have Sheepadoodles that will be coming up, but no Goldendoodles at all. And the Sheepadoodle is still going to be around May, June, that timeline. So nothing now. I tell people if you're thinking about a Christmas doodle, you got to think a year ahead. And this year we just happened to have some openings because we had 2 massive size litters of 12 each that kind of took some of the appointment spots that we had. And that way some of our newer litters had some openings. So it can happen. We can have more puppies than expected. We always pray for that. But 3 weeks old. Basically, we're getting around. Eyes are open. Ears are open. They can hear us. They're kind of just walking around, learning the potty pad. Although, little turquoise missed here. She tried. She gauged. Didn't quite make it. That's okay. They're 3 weeks old. Sometimes that still happens when they're older. They kind of miss the mark, and that's okay. You can still see that it's all coming together. At 4 weeks old, well, I should back up. They're 3 weeks old, so they have started their gruel. Gruel is that yummy, soft, mushy oatmeal consistency food that they're on right now. They do not have teeth. at all. So they need that nutrition. We need to give Mama a little bit of a break because although there's only 6 of them, Rosita is a little girl. She is a petite size herself, and she needs to keep up her health and nutrition. So we offer them gruel. It starts them on learning how to eat on their own, and it also gives them the nutrition that they need so that they're not missing anything, and we don't want to deplete Rosita from anything. So working on the gruel, and right now they're just getting that once a day. That'll move up to twice a day. And then once they get teeth, we'll start adding some hard kibble in there. And then eventually they're gonna eat all just hard kibble. No matter what the size of our puppies, they do not have soft food when they go home. Your puppy will go home on a hard kibble. You will have a 10, yeah, see, that sounds good. Yummy, yummy. How do I do that? You will have a 10-pound bucket of food that goes home with you with a scoop inside and instructions on the outside. So you're not missing anything, or you don't have to look for an email. Yes, we do sell additional food in our store, and you can go ahead and check out our store link and purchase that just before you come. I suggest after you've chosen your puppy to go ahead and place those orders. That way we make sure we have plenty. If we are running low, we can always go and get more from the manufacturer. But our dogs do really well on our food. They're dogs, not humans, so they require, a lot of people like the grain-free, gluten-free, this free, that free. Dogs, especially an English Retriever line, they need grain in order to have good heart health. So we're looking at young dogs having to have heart surgery or dying of heart problems because they've been put on a grain-free diet, because some people think that that's good. For humans, it is not good for dogs, especially certain breeds of dogs. Now, I will say, like our Shih Tzus, when we had Shih Tzus, oh goodness sakes, Diana, goodness sakes, you guys, the little and big are over there arguing. I will say that our Shih Tzus, when we had them, Shih Tzus do have grain issues. But, that would be something that would be good for that breed. But for this breed, we not only recommend it, but if your health warranty is going to stand, you are required to stay on a diet that is consistent with what we're giving. In other words, the protein, fat, quantity, the ingredients are relatively similar. Same goes with table food. That seems awesome. Fruits and vegetables are awesome for people. When your puppy reaches a certain age, absolutely, they can have some veggies on top of their food. There are certain things that they can have, but you just have to be mindful. And we can give you a list of plants and fruits and vegetables to avoid so that you're not caught off guard. Want to make sure that depending on where you live, the plants, trees, grass, things like that. For instance, sago palm trees here in I would say mid to southern Texas. That is highly toxic and fatal to puppies, or dogs, I should say. So just some things that we will point out so that you kind of get the best start there. But the gruel is what's happening right now. And next week, they'll have another deworming preventative. Hello. And then week 5, the biggest thing we do is do our temperament testing. The results will not be out to you until week 6. That gives me time to, we don't just do the temperament testing. I don't rely solely on the temperament testing. There's probably only 2 tests that I rely on the ball hard to kind of give you guys a number to look at. Otherwise, we've been doing this for 18 years. I have my own assessment that we do, and we test to see what dogs are going to be qualifying for therapy training. It's a good 3 years before you can take a puppy and then be certified as a therapy or service dog. It's a long, very expensive and grueling process, and some of our families are even getting donations from foundations for this, so they rely heavily on our temperament testing that lets them know if a dog is going to be suited for that kind of not only work, but training. Will they uphold? We don't want you to go home with a dog and then say, oh my goodness, we put all of this love and effort and time and energy and money into a dog only to have it not qualify. So that is where we're looking at. We're also looking at if you have other pets in the family, or if you have children with special needs or personalities that you need to match with the puppy. That's what the temperament testing results are all about. It's, to give you the best match. And one person's ideal puppy is not another person's ideal puppy. So we just want to give you that. And it takes me some time our entire family that has their hands on these babies sit down. We go through each puppy and I write down everything that they say, put all that into a little paragraph along with what their coat will be like, their color, their size, what we estimate it to be, and we give that to you, and that will help you with your decision making. So I think we are going to let you guys go because look at them. They're just falling down here, not doing anything. Yeah. And with Christmas, it's a good thing they're still tiny because they don't require much, and there's only 6. So we'll get our feeding done in the morning, and Christmas, they're just going to be with Mama. We're taking Christmas off, and you probably have already seen a bounce back message or on the blog that I will be off until January 4th. Hopefully their paragraph on the blog will give you all the information you need right now. And your welcome letter has the pickup schedule, or at least the picking schedule. I'll have to check and see if I gave you a pickup schedule yet. I think I was waiting to see confirmations, but I can send you over a pickup schedule. So you are all planned out. One thing to consider is take advantage of any online or local sales that you have on toys. After Christmas toys are always on sale. And toys. Lots of toys, they love them. You can start off with these plushy toys. And then once their teeth get really, really sharp, even these are good at the beginning. This is an incredibly old toy. I will see if I can find where I got it. I believe I got it off of Amazon. But these rope toys are awesome. See, I like to sleep on it, lady. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. These are great now and for later. And then the more plastic, rubbery chew toys, those are good. When you get to that about 3-month stage and up, you want to get something that they can really teeth on. Retrievers and poodles are mouthy animals. They have a very soft mouth so that they were bred to retrieve prey without harming it. And so they have a very sensitive mouth, very sensitive teeth. And when they teeth, they need to chew. It's not that they're just destructive animals. They actually have a purpose behind it. So get those toys, start stocking up on that. Look for any sales that there might be. And if I see sales, I will post them on our Facebook page so you guys can take advantage of those. All right, we're going to go to sleep now. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, whatever holiday you are celebrating right now. We will see you guys when I get back after the new year. Bye-bye.